Alright, it is time to rank another soundtrack, and this time I'm going to be doing Sonic Spinball on the Sega Genesis. Like always, I'm just doing the stage themes. In this case, there were only 4. I didn't include the bonus stage, opening theme, ending, etc. Just the 4 stage themes. I'll preface this like I normally do by saying that this list is just strictly my opinion. Doesn't mean any more or less than yours or anybody else's, so feel free to leave your opinions in the comments section. I encourage discussion and debate. So without any further ado, let's get on with the list. Number 4, The Machine. The rhythm section is fine, but that's all this one has going for it. It otherwise sounds like what happens when you let your cat run across the piano and you're running it through a plugin that your computer doesn't have downloaded. The biggest offenders are these stabby notes that are mixed way too fucking loud. It sounds like those noise defects that you get on Napster downloads back in the day that could fuck up your speakers if you have the volume turned up too loud. I will say that the song does have a decent little section at the end of the loop. It's the one thing that resembles a riff, but otherwise this is just trash. Number 3, The Showdown. Now this sounds like what the Machine was trying to go for if they wanted to make it into an actual song. It's filled from Tied to Sand with stabby electronic noises and flangey distorted notes that sustain over a breakbeat drum pattern that's also quite distorted. There's a lot of distortion on the whole soundtrack, but this song has the most of it. There are some cool drum fills, the general atmosphere is quite intense, and I like how sometimes the chord just cuts off abruptly. It keeps the song from sounding too predictable. Because really, the big problem with it is it doesn't go anywhere. It stays in one place for basically the whole duration. It's miles better than The Machine, but if it had another section or two, it still wouldn't make the top 2. But it would have been closer. Number 2, Lava Powerhouse. There are 2 organs going on at the same time. They're not perfectly matched up with each other. They're doing different things, but they're more or less staying synced up with each other. But one of them is distorted and the other is clean, so there's not any clashing going on at all. And there's some odd flangey effect on the clean one, and when you hear them both at once, it's a real trippy sound. And it sounds fucking hot, so it matches up with the whole lava level perfectly. The clean organ stands out on its own during this little bridge section, which is the most catchy part of the song. The icing on this lava cake are 2 odd little sections. This crazy ass breakdown, and this crazy ass turnaround at the end of the loop. It's just fucking madness, and I love it. And number 1, Toxic Caves. This song is fucking funky. It doesn't mesh at all with the gloomy cave environment of the stage, but who gives a shit? Great bass licks, and the brass section not only has good riffs, but it's emulated well, which I guess shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Sonic soundtracks often have genuine sounding brass. Just take Chemical Plant Zone, for example. But brass is usually one of the worst sounding translations from synthesizers, at least from back in the day, so it's still refreshing to hear. Snares are dirty and distorted. I guess there had to be some distortion in the song, but it does sound out of place with the song. Now I do like the fact that Sonic Spinball sounds different from the main Sonic series. The grittier production gives it its own identity, but I would have loved to hear what this song would have sounded like with the cleaner production of the Sonic series. This song would have fit right in with one of those soundtracks. So that's it for this list. Here is a quick recap. Number 4, The Machine. Number 3, The Showdown. Number 2, Lava Powerhouse. And number 1, Toxic Caves. So that's it for Sonic Spinball. What are your opinions? What are your thoughts? How would you rank them? Etc. Whatever you want to say, feel free to leave that in the comments. That does it for this ranking. I'll see you next time.